Hey y'all, hope you're doing amazing. So today we get to talk about another wonderful talking point, the talking point of Hillary Clinton and how qualified she is. Now my goal with these talking points is to go over them quickly and efficiently so that way you can go and post this on your Facebook or your YouTube next time somebody posts that Hillary Clinton is qualified. And for anybody that just sees this one video, no, I do this for Donald Trump or anybody else that's in office. I don't care about political parties. I try to focus on just being a normal adult, a normal human being, and looking at people critically. That seems to be ignored in our country, majorly. All right, so Hillary Clinton qualified. It's an obvious thing. She has 30 years in office, guaranteed. She's qualified. Except, let's think about this a little more critically. Now, I've hired and fired a lot of people, but it seems like the majority of our country does not think from a business perspective, a business-minded perspective, a business owner perspective, a manager perspective. It doesn't seem like we think about that at all. So let's go into business and how a business would look at qualifying a person. So we're going to pretend you are the boss and I am the employee, or I am the potential employee. So I come up to you and I'm like, please, 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 please hire me. Please give me a chance. I want to get hired so badly. And you go, okay. What are your qualifications? And I tell you, well, sir, ma'am, my qualifications are that I'm a hard worker. I wanna do well. I was really active in school. I didn't miss very many classes. I was a good person. You should hire me. And you go, well, that's not a very good qualification, but I have this beautiful, nice restaurant, and we will start you at the very bottom. You can be the floor cleaner. You can clean the floors. You can clean up around the restaurant. That's what you're going to do. And your goal is to hopefully learn that really well and then to move on and to start learning more things. So you can be a host or you can be a dishwasher, and then you can work your way up in the kitchen. Maybe down the road, you can be the manager of this restaurant. That's the goal. And I'm like, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. So I start working for your company. And I worked for 30 years, because we're going to compare this to Hillary Clinton. And for 30 years, I worked for your company. And I do an okay job cleaning, at best. And then I come up to you and I say, sir, I'm so qualified. I want to run the whole entire restaurant. And you go, yeah, I don't think you're qualified. You've been here 30 years, but you haven't learned how to schedule. You haven't learned how to be a host or how to be a server, how the back of the kitchen works. You don't even know how to cook. That doesn't make you qualified. You've been here for 30 years and you haven't learned past the basics. You haven't been given the opportunity, or not given the opportunity, you haven't taken advantage of the opportunity to learn and to grow and to move up and to actually be qualified to run this company or to run this bank or to run this restaurant, whatever it is. That is what qualified is. So now let's compare that to Hillary Clinton. 30-year resume. We should be able to look at some serious things that she's done or serious things she's improved upon. We can look at the economy here. So her husband hands down a recession to George W. Bush. He creates a huge economic stock market bubble. It was called the dot-com crash. So it crashes on George W. Bush. Nice guy. He walks into office. He gets handed a recession. So she hands that to him. We can say, hey, you know what? She was early. She was new in her career. She didn't know that much. We understand that. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt, just like you would give a new person the benefit of the doubt. But then George W. Bush does the same thing. He creates this huge boom, a housing boom this time. It also creates a stock market boom. Creates this huge monstrosity. And then it all crashes, destroying the poor and the middle class. And then Hillary Clinton says, I didn't learn from Clinton at all. Bill Clinton. I'm going to go do more of the same, and I'm going to support bailouts and things that are going to help the rich in the top 1%. Okay, so we can say two strikes. You know, she didn't master that at all. But then Obama gets into office. He inherits this huge disaster that Bush gave him because Bush created a bubble. What does Obama do? Obama does the same thing, except bigger. He creates a student loan bubble, a housing bubble, a car bubble, a credit bubble, and we're headed towards the worst recession in the history of our country. If you don't believe me, look up any economist who has predicted the dot-com bubble and the housing crash under George W. Bush. Every single one of them worldwide, both sides of the party point out that our economy is headed towards the tank. It is headed towards the toilet. It's going to be the worst recession in the history of our country, probably. Yay! So Hillary Clinton didn't learn from Bush. She didn't learn from her own husband. And she hasn't learned from Clinton because she's running on more of the same. Yeah! Insane, if you actually think that makes her qualified. But we can't just focus on one issue because that would be nuts. That would be hypocritical. That would just be pointing out one flaw instead of real major issues. So let's look at, how about wars? Well, she's still a warmonger. She supported every single war, drone strike, and possible violence she could get her hands on. So if you like killing people, she's really good. But if you like protecting our country, not so much. Under her watch, mainly while she was under Secretary of State, ISIS expanded exponentially. They're now all over the world. When she became Secretary of State, they're this little tiny thing that you couldn't even find. Nobody knew what they were. Now they are bigger than what Al-Qaeda ever dreamed of being. So she's not very good at keeping America safe. But, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt on those two things. She failed, but maybe she's really good at protecting individual freedom. Yeah, except she supported the Patriot Act under George W. Bush twice. Yeah, which destroys freedom for all of us. Doesn't matter what side of the party, what aisle you're on. Yeah. She destroys your freedoms. They can now look at your emails, tap your phones, do whatever they want, whenever they want, because of people like her. And Republicans. Again, this isn't just attacking her, but we're talking about Hillary Clinton as qualified. Obama expands the Patriot Act so they can now take you from your house by force anytime they want, detain you indefinitely, without due process. Oh, don't worry. They can also shoot you or assassinate you whenever they want without due process. That is the America we live in now. And where was Hillary Clinton fighting for our rights during that time? Did anybody hear anything? Did you hear her pointing out how qualified she was for standing up against this type of stuff? No. She was that guy sweeping in the corner doing a half-crappy job, hasn't even learned from watching servers for 30 years. She hasn't even learned watching the manager put together a schedule for 30 years. No, she's sitting there following. She's not a leader. She's not learning. She's not qualified. She isn't qualified to run that restaurant any more than I would have been when I was begging to work for you. And she's definitely not qualified to be president. She's not qualified to be a senator. She failed. It would be like her going to a math class for 10 years straight, failing every single year for 10 years, and then saying, hey, I want to run this math class. She has failed in every aspect of our country. Every aspect. I can't think of something that she's had success in. We're talking little things. Oh, yes, I helped push a bill that helped some of the people on 9/11 that were first responders. Cool. And I'm not mocking the people that were first responders on 9/11. But in the grand scheme of things, that is a little tiny pimple on my face compared to what's going on. She's missing the memo on economy, on safety, on wars, on taxes, on freedom. She isn't qualified. Let's stop talking about how qualified she is and talk about real issues. So that way we can fix our country. And instead of promoting insane talking points, we can talk about truth and reality. So that way we don't have these horrible choices of qualified Hillary Clinton and what is Donald Trump? The most amazing, respectful person ever to women. Come on, guys. It is because we keep listening to these talking points and keep promoting these talking points that we end up in this same insane dilemma over and over and over again. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Please subscribe if you aren't subscribed and you want more videos where it's just an average Joe talking about the real issues. That's all I am. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.